Like, because the one area I want to transition this now is obviously an area where this interacts with your actual work again was when you have won these awards over the years. And one of the very interesting ones to me was, listen, it ties into what we said earlier, all the idiots that if you win the award, why is he winning it? Oh my God, blah, 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 saying names. But the one that I thought was the most interesting was when you did get that second Esports Journalist of the Year award from the Esports Awards and you used your speech. Like, listen, my speech was just good. It's my style. So I just bantered everyone basically, and I just fucking did it in my fashion, and no one knew it was going to happen, right? But your speech basically was like, it was basically like everyone's dream of like, you know, fucking Office Space. Somebody stand up and be like, fuck you, I'm out. Like, you know, you just get to tell everyone in the room what you really think, right? When you did that, though, there's a couple of aspects I want to get into that people won't necessarily know about. So first of all, when you called out all those sites, right? I know you made a video about this, so people can go and see like fresh after the fact, but this is obviously now like over a year later. So I want to see where you're at on this one. A lot of people wouldn't understand this, right? First of all, that reaction, when all these people, included, as you pointed out, by the way, people you might have no connection with, you've never had any positive words for. There might be people who are scumbags even, who you would probably say, fuck that GM or this cynical order or something. Everyone in the room basically gave you like the real standing ovation. Even I don't even think on camera it fully translated. In the vibe in the room was mental. It was like fully like electric atmosphere. First of all, did you actually ever expect any response like that? What did you actually think the response might be?
I thought it was going to cut away. I thought they just cut. I thought it was.
They cut your mic or something.
Yeah, like they do in the Oscars when the mic just drops.
Right.
Like, because that was why. If you watch that, so first of all, I didn't even know I was getting the award. They didn't tell me in advance.
Oh, okay.
So I literally wrote that speech like 20 minutes. That's why I had the paper. There was nothing rehearsed. I didn't know I was going to get it. So you know, I was like, what am I gonna say? And I was like, listen, there was lots of other topics on my mind that I could have brought up about the esports industry and stuff, the Chinese situation that's been percolating. But what I realized was right here, right now, the problem we've got is that the barbarians are at the gates, and all the stuff we've built, for good or ill, in this room, this collective of people, which it is comprised of difficult people, divisive people. Some of them, as you said, legitimate scumbags, but also people who have gone on to become household names and elevated the industry. Also people like Scott, who got the first ever player union, over the line after, years of trying that. That's Scoots for anyone who's asking. That, there was so much in the room that was worth celebrating, and yet all we ever fucking hear about from these fucking losers is, but look at this and Dr. Disrespect made a joke I don't like, and what this is like 30 exposés on someone over and over and over again. And the only reason they're doing it, and this has been vindicated, they said I was wrong, they said I was a lie. The only reason they do it is for what we talked about earlier: supplant, replace. It's like the fucking pod people in Body Snatchers. They identify that you must get people into positions of authority. You must remove as many people as you can, and then they get their mates in, and then that's it. It's game fucking over. And I've seen this model time and time again, and I'm not letting it happen to esports. So that was ticking over in my brain. And so when you watch that video back, one of the reasons why I'm telling Mitch, because obviously he's working in the Overwatch League, I'm saying, like, sorry, mate, for what I'm about to say, because this is going to get, anyone who's around this speech, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. That the games journalists will go after you. And so I'm like, okay, let's do it. I was nervous. I don't get nervous with public speaking. I think there's a point you can say I'm visibly shaking, because I'm thinking what I'm about to do is just going to be like setting off a fucking stink bomb. Listen, because as you say, it wasn't prepared. I was scared when I saw you do that, mate, because when you were going like, hold this so I can take this piece of paper, I was like, mate, this is like it's just that fucking, the scene where it's like, and now tonight it ends, and you pull up the gun, like, holy shit, he's doing it finally, you are like. Well, like, what was that guy?
It was like the horror movie or whatever.
No, the hey man, nice shot politician, Buddy Dwyer or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. Yes, the classic one where obviously he killed himself on like the local news or whatever.
Yeah. No need to worry there. But yeah, so I got up.
I was like, where's this going? Where does this end?
But You know, I thought about people who've been put up, like the pathetic, frivolous attempts. Me and Ninja have had our differences,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
But that story that had gone out and had been regurgitated over and over again, where he got asked outside of a toilet at a party by a journalist. I mean, mad unprofessionalism. Immediately, they were like, you know, why don't you play with women or whatever? And he just said like, oh, I don't want the drama blown back on my wife because like I'm a public figure, so people immediately infer that there must be a relationship there. And you know, I don't think
human nature, by the way. Anyone who's followed streams knows that what he's saying is correct.
Yeah, like I don't think there's anything misogynistic in when you look at the rationale. Like on the surface statement, if you just go, I don't play games with women. Obviously, then you
easy to read that, yeah.
Then you look behind it and why he's justifying it. And actually, you know, how can respect for your wife be a misogynistic trait? You know, I don't get that.
Sure.
So I thought he would been in. You know, I thought that. And why even go after Ninja in that way? Why ask him a question in that way? Why you know, outside of a toilet, catch him off guard? Why? Because he was the top dog at the time, and that's all they give a fuck about. It's got nothing to do with the justices or the injustices. Think about all the put upon people in our business that these journalists could be helping with their platform. You know, none of them are interested in that. They just want to take down big names, get the pod people in, and that's that. You know, that's the plan. So I had to say something about it because I figured, you know, who else is going to address this? Plus, I sat there and I think I said this on another thing. I was thinking about Total Biscuit, you know, my friend John, and I remembered what they did to him and what they still doing to him in death, and the lies that they published and how much it's hurt his wife, who's also been battling cancer. It's fucking evil what those people did. I mean, that is the word for it.
Yeah.
There was one journalist who even on the, I think it was the anniversary of his death, or it was either the anniversary of his death or her birthday, some date of significance, ran a hit piece about Total Biscuit over things he never did, and they reached out to her for comment on that day when she would be most grief-stricken.
Wasn't that even the one who then did the Darvo and span it that she was being bullied by like his fucking grieving widow? And these people are tangible evil at this point in time, aren't they?
They ran that in Forbes. This wasn't even a small publication.
Yes, true.
So I sat there thinking about John and thinking about this unspeakable ills that we're letting these people get away with. And no, fuck that. Not here. We can't stop these people having the platforms they have and the modus operandi that they have. We're not gonna get away with that. We're not gonna fix that problem anytime soon. But we can do something about it in our small corner of the world. And so I wanted to get up there and plant the fucking flag. And I think, you know, what you have to remember, the reason there was this tangible, I don't even want to say it was like a standing, I think it was relief. I think it was like, you know, when there's a tension in the room and somebody breaks it with a joke.
Okay.
It was like that. It was more like that. That's the vibe I got, because people.
Do you think they thought that you were going to call them out, and then because it was like you were calling other people out, somehow they were relief? What do you mean by that?
I think the relief comes from the fact that every time the Esports Awards is held, these games industries, you know, magazines, they don't report on the awards in earnest. They report.
Oh, it's just who the wrong people have won.
Yeah.
Of course.
And look at that person being there. And look at that person
exactly.
being there. So everyone knew they were in the fucking crosshairs again. Right. And so somebody got up and said, you know what? These guys are cunts and we don't need them. And they offer nothing of value. And they can't even really hurt you if you just don't let them, because we built this business and therefore we have input into whether we let bad faith actors destroy it or not. And I think loads of people were going, holy fucking shit, you know, like someone said it. Someone is dispelled, you know, and it was just like this tangible sense of relief that certainly the more cynical in the crowd know, well, at least they're not writing about us.
Sure.
And then, you know, the other people, I think, were just genuinely happy to hear someone say it. And I don't care. These people have tried coming after me. They've used details of my personal life. They've been bookmarking stuff. You know, I've had to deploy lawyers on the legal guys on like 3 fucking times to deal with potential hit pieces coming out about me. Obviously wrecked that PC Games then. Esports has a problem with who they allow to represent it. When no one's allowed to do anything, you earn it. And if you want to take that away from me, you have to earn it to replace me. You don't just get it. It doesn't work like that. So, I hold myself up from the fucking bottom. And I'm talking about the bottom rung of society. I was a poor, starving council estate kid in a colliery town after fucking Thatcher shut down all the mines. I was in schools where, literally kids getting pulled out of class because their dads have hung themselves because they've got no jobs. And everyone, even back then, tell me if you've heard this before. Why don't you just learn to type? Yeah? So
the old school version.
Yeah, the old school version of learn to code.
Yes.
So, don't talk to me about how it was ever handed to me or whatever, because it never was. And yeah, it's important to fucking defend that and draw the line in the sand. But mostly I thought about John. Mostly I thought about all the unfair attacks on other industry figures. And I just wanted to say, to the biggest audience we were ever likely to have in esports, fuck these people. Fuck them. Fuck them for John. Fuck them for you. Fuck them for me. Fuck them for everyone who's ever going to be a victim of their tawdry fucking schemes. I can see through your bullshit. You're not smarter than me. Just fucking, go do it somewhere else. Because as long as there's breath in my body and I'm involved in this business, it will not happen here. John was the last straw. It was the last straw. They continue to pick at his reputation. After death doesn't even free you. In fact, these people are such cowards. They save the worst until after you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's fucking repulsive. And I'll still make time for all of them. I'll find out all of those skeletons in the closet. I've been working on other stuff. Trust me. If those people think they get to walk away from that, nah. Biding my time, because I know half of these cunts have got fucking skeletons. I mean, shit, some of these people who called out John, of course they turn out to be fucking actual abusers.
Shit. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Whereas, what did John do? He just said, hey, maybe there is something to this consumer revolt that's happening.
Exactly,
maybe,
yeah.
Nice.
He was basically a centrist on it, yeah, I know.